between the lines. So, big game last night.
Huge game
was
last night.
Alabama versus Georgia. Alabama ends up pulling the game off in overtime on a 41-yard touchdown pass. Tua comes in the second half.
The guy.
And
my guy.
And makes it rain. You were hyped about him this morning.
Yeah.
Trying to say that he was Mike Vick, and you're bugging, but he had a good game. QB change was the entire difference in the game. We just talked about close games. The coaching staff is what matters. If he doesn't pull his quarterback and make that move in the national championship game, think about the balls that it's.
They were told before the game that was going to happen.
What?
He told Tua he's coming in at half for splitting the quarterbacks up.
Wow. Why?
I just know it was a fact because when they interviewed him after the game, they interviewed Hurts too. They're like, I knew he was coming in at half. This was a set plan that we had going in here that we were going to split time.
Man, that sounds like
they both said in separate interviews. Though.
I know, but that sounds like, hey, we pulled him into in the locker room. We sat down and we had a long conversation about, hey, we need to make this look good, and we want you to save face, and we don't want to have a scandal with you. We're going to tell everybody that we made this decision ahead of time and it was part of our game plan.
Yeah, sure.
You can't tell me that your quarterback, who's been your quarterback all year,
25-2,
who's brought you to the championship game, the game plan all along was to change the quarterback out at halftime.
Yeah.
Like what does that make sense? That you have this young kid come in who's going to have to play in the championship game. If you believed that much that he was the answer,
he should have been a starter.
He should have been the starter in the first place. Like
that kid's the truth, though.
Anybody, and I will say, the only reason why it holds any validity that, hey, we had a game plan that we were going to change quarterbacks at half is if Georgia game planned entirely to take away what the advantages were of their starting quarterback, and you go and then they go into halftime up with a lead and they think, hey, we're going to just come out second half, keep doing what we're doing. They came out thinking we're going to keep doing what we're doing. New quarterback comes in and the entire game has changed, right? And now Georgia doesn't have time to sit down with their guys and go, hey, this new quarterback change, this is what we're going to do, this is what we have to do, this is how we have to adjust. And I think that football especially is a game of adjustments.
Yeah.
I think you can adjust at halftime and you can completely change a game. I just don't know if I believe that you had a set plan to swap quarterbacks at halftime. That is wildly ballsy, but I will say this. The fact that he did do it in the national championship game and it paid off, it looks like one of the most masterstroke moves in college football championship history.
So, 3 things I got out of this. Bama will always be in the college football playoffs.
Yep.
Always. There was a doubt this year, and they proved them that they'll never not be in this.
Yep.
2, the backup freshman quarterback looked really, really good.
Looked really good in half a game.
Looked really, really good.
In a system that all quarterbacks win.
3, Alabama's kicker's trash.
Not wrong.
Dude, he just missed 2. Like, the first one was bad. The second one when he was going to win the game was bad.
I don't know why kickers...
Now, let me give you 3 things on Georgia. From it, we saw his youth in this game. We saw that he has a little bit to go.
Yep.
Laquan Smith is going to be one of the best defensive players in the NFL this coming year.
Good player.
And Georgia's kicker is the truth. He won a scholarship.
Flip-flop.
He won a scholarship this year. He didn't come in with a scholarship player. He won a scholarship by kicking, I forgot how far a field goal in practice. He won a scholarship. My man with the goggles just kicking field goals. We kicked it to go ahead with a 40-something yarder, 50. I think it was 51-yarder, actually.
And that's what I was going to say about kickers is I don't understand. If you're one of the top teams in the country,
how's your kicker in the trash?
You better go out and recruit kickers as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got a kicker who can bomb it from 50 in college, your range on what you do. Now, the only thing I'll say is at college football level, you start thinking, hey, we're going to score a lot of touchdowns. We're not going to be in field goal battles.
But
what happens if you never don't score?
But like the last game of the championship came down to a field goal. They could have won on a field goal.
Right.
They had to go into overtime.
But that's what I'm saying. If you think that you sometimes in a game punt, because you're at the 38-yard line, and it's a 52-yard field goal, 54-yard field goal, and you're like, hey, we don't have any shot at scoring, but you have a bomb kicker who can put that ball through the uprights, and he drains a 54-yarder, guess what? That changes the entire plan for you as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And if that guy makes an additional 10 field goals every year, that could be the difference between you have one loss and you have none.
Agreed.
And I think now when you're looking at the college football playoff and how much drama there was separating people this year, undefeated matters.